In tonight's show, we will continue our tour of the Muul Yash Maya Museum with Director Hugo Carrillo, Assistant Director Adriel Carrillo, and Pedro Carrillo. But first, we hear from our partners, the Bari, Ministry of Blue Economy, and Minister Kevin Bernard.
Jump and shout all over the nation. Breaking out with a new creation.
Let Debari be your store of choice. When you're looking for the latest in electronics and accessories, be sure to visit us. At Debari, we have a wide assortment of household items to choose from. Dress in style. We have clothing for the entire family and so much more. Visit our store on Albert Street in Belize City, San Pedro, La Isla Bonita, Park Street in Orange Walk Town, and San Ignacio, Santa Elena. Debari. Buy more, pay less.
In Belize, the blue economy plays a crucial role in driving sustainable economic development and marine conservation.
The blue economy now looks at the sustainable use of ocean resources for economic growth, to improve livelihoods, and to ensure that jobs are created while we ensure that the health of the ocean and the ocean ecosystem is preserved. How does this really differ from our traditional sectors is that the blue economy approach now integrates a multi-sectoral approach, and the past traditional sectors focused on sector-specific development.
The Blue Economy Unit plays a crucial role in driving Belize's transition to a more sustainable and resilient coastal economy. The Blue Economy Unit aims to mitigate the effects of climate change on livelihoods and promote resilience.
The Blue Economy works with coastal communities to mitigate the effects of climate change on the marine environment and their livelihoods through various strategies and initiatives. I can speak specifically of the FAO implemented project that the ministry is currently working on, and that's entitled Enhancing Adaptation Planning and Increasing Climate Resilience in the Coastal Zone and Fisheries Sector. Through that project, we have emphasized community engagement, participation, and social cohesion in climate change adaptation and resilience efforts.
The concept of the blue economy is closely aligned with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals (SDGs) as it contributes to several key goals and targets.
It promotes SDG 16, which is peace and justice and strong institutions. The blue economy really promotes inclusive and participatory governance in coastal resource management. It encourages community involvement, engagement with local stakeholders, and the establishment of real, transparent, and accountable institutions, which leads to fostering strong governance.
Progress blooms in every corner of Orange Walk East, where the dreams of our people are taking root and flourishing under the dedicated leadership of the Honorable Area Representative. Join us on a journey through the heart of development and community transformation. Imagine a place you can call home. Over 500 residential lots are currently being surveyed, paving the path for first-time landowners to build their futures in our thriving constituency. Connectivity is key to our growth. Witness the ongoing paving of the Chan Pine Ridge Road, a testament to our commitment to development and ease of access for all our residents. Soon, the journey on this road will be seamless. Anticipation is in the air for San Jose Palmar Village, as two main roads are set to transform into paved pathways, enhancing transportation and community life. Our dedication to improvement is unwavering, with continuous upgrades transforming our streets into modern avenues of pride for all our villages. The spirit of the East is invigorated with continuous sporting activities, fostering camaraderie and healthy lifestyles across our vibrant constituency. Accessibility to essential resources is a right, not a privilege. The new water tower in Tower Hill Village stands tall as a beacon of our commitment to this belief. Closer to home, essential services are now within reach, thanks to the Amnesty and Vital Statistics Clinic brought directly to the residents of the East. Community joy blossoms at the ongoing Ramon Cervantes Recreational Park project, where leisure and laughter unite us. Orange Walk East, under the stewardship of your honorable area representative, is a constituency reborn. Together, we are building a legacy of prosperity, community, and hope. Join us as we continue to strive for excellence and bring dreams to life.
Celebration time.
Now, where did the legend of the cross come in, the Santa Cruz?
That legend comes in Felipe Carriopuerto. That is where the Chan Santa Cruz of Balamna. That is where they said that these crosses appeared, this talking cross. But again, the talking cross is it created like a religion which is not the religion like the Christian. No. That cross was something that would lead them. And they still believe, because in their church, we still have guards taking care of that cross.
That particular cross?
Yes.
So that cross is still there?
They have a cross at Felipe Carriopuerto. ¿Se acuerdan cuando fuimos? But they still have it on their sanctuary.
On the guard.
On the guard. But they're more than one, because they have other crosses. Now there is one in Sochen, like it's made of stone. So this system here created an army where you have the general, you have the batab, they have a hierarchy in their army of these Mayas. And then this talking cross said, you know what? They're going to lead them the way. And people still believe on that cross. So they might think that yes, that is a something of a Christianity per se Catholic. No, they have their religion, they have their cross, they know what it means. It's totally different from other religions.
Because I know the ones that escaped from Mexico and came to live in Belize, in villages like Shonoshan, all these villages, they brought crosses with them. Right? Because I've seen a few of those crosses. Now, talk to me about what's the difference between that Santa Cruz and the crosses that they would bring.
Okay, since and during that time there was war, everything that was from the Christianity or from the Spanish, their doctrine had to be wiped out.
Yes, so
but
including the Catholicism, right?
Yes, but again, the Spanish were doing the same thing. They burnt the books of the Maya. They burnt many things from the Mayas. So they said that, this cross also has to be destroyed. But no, that's why the Saibai tree, the Yash, this tree of life, for the Mayas, say we are going to multiply the crosses. And that's why you see that these crosses are painted green.
Okay.
And now here in our community, we have a cross, it's more than 100 years. And a statue about this big from La Virgen de Soledad. And that was brought during the Caste War.
Yeah.
And that was brought by Fernando Carrillo, who is his grandfather, with Juan Cabañas. Juan Cabañas. Carrillo and Cabañas are the only two families up to right now having up to 7 generations living in this community.
So they were really running away from the war because there was and so they found refuge in the British Honduras because, as we said earlier, the authorities here were giving the refugees a chance to stay and populate the country, but at the same time they were supplying weapons to the Mayans.
Many people have narrated to us, and one, for example, you have some of the military that never wanted to participate in that war. Okay. So what they did, they used to take off the uniform and put the clothing of the dead and go. Next, some people were maybe, how can I say, they changed their surnames from a Spanish to a Maya. Right? So all these things happen now. People were already indoctrinated with Christianity.
Yes, because the Mayans were given Christianity.
Yes, so this created this social, this conflict. But nevertheless, the ones that were brought here, they were brought from Icaiche. So I said that there was no division, but they were believing in that cross, and they were very devoted to it. But now, as Christianity, as time passes, they don't continue their tradition. They don't continue their devotions. They don't continue it because I think that, like my dad says, some of them are ashamed of it.
Yeah.
But he can tell you that when that cross was brought, you had people from different communities. When you heard other communities have the same crosses, the green crosses, and there's a lot of people, and I think that it's very important for us to know the meaning and differentiate the talking cross and Christianity.
Who we have here? Who's this?
This is Bernardino Ken. Bernardino Ken. He fought war, the same war, and he believed that he was chosen. He never lost a battle. Weapon, the machete. So many kilos, pounds, and that's how he used to slaughter the Spaniards. And now he was killed. Yeah. He was killed. He was on his skull. His skull is still in the Museum of Teosuco. Wow. This painting here, or the picture you say, and I must mention, the pictures of Antonio, Cecilio, and Jacinto, and these ones, they are not the original pictures. What happened? In order to get an idea how they used to look, they collected pictures of the descendants of them, and that's how they came.
Reconstructed it. Yeah.
Yes, the same thing happened with him. They rescued his skull, and it was an anthropologist, and that did the studies, and that's how they came that he used to look.
This is machete, no?
Yes. I think this empowers people. But Mr. Ken, a descendant of Bernardino, is Mr. Ken, who was the
Jesus Ken,
the
clerk of the National Assembly.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Former clerk of the National Assembly.
My professor in economics, Miss Cruzita Ken, is also a descendant.
Okay. It's a small world, Belize. Yes. It's all Belize. And then Marcos Canul, who we spoke about, Icaiche Maya, and you have a whole timeline here of him. And I just read it, it's 1864, General Chuk dies. 1864, Marcos Canul named Comandante General of the Icaiche. 1866, Marcos Canul raided a mahogany camp at Quam Hill on the Rio Bravo, demanding the company to settle rent payments, and that's here in Belize, right?
That's here in Belize, yes.
Yeah. In 1866, a detachment was ambushed just before reaching the village of San Pedro. After a fight against Canul men, the British retreated, and San Pedro, we're talking about San Pedro in the New River Lagoon area, Yalbak,
yes.
in the Yalbak area. In 1867, the British retaliated and burnt various Ikashe villages. They also angered Kanul. He raided Indian church. Yes, he did, and he burnt down the church that's there. The remains are still, that church is still there.
And that shows the resistance of the Maya.
Yeah. And then demanded money for a year rent. These attacks struck fear into the colonial authorities, and it is for this reason that the settlers in Belize City sought to become subjects of the British Crown. Okay.
And this is when things was getting more heated up, because then they knew that Marcos Canol, it's not to speak about the Ikaiche and the Crusob, because they said that the Crusob were the Bravos, right? And then the Ikaiche were the Pacificos. But in this part, the Ikaiche Maya is the one who fought, is the one who challenged, is the one who defeated the British while the Crusob were trading with the British.
Yeah. So in 1870, Canul and his men marched into Corozal and occupied the town. So they occupied what was Corozal. Yes. Right? Then in 1872, the last raid in Orange Walk. That's when they attacked the fort and when he was wounded.
That's why I said I only put last raid in Orange Walk, because then comes history, comes the version of certain author, international author, local author, so I put the raid, right? But even though, yes, that war, or that fight did occur, and here my dad, he can tell you, and that it was not the road before. It had a diversion, and I had the opportunity to be with him, and he took me to what we call Agua Blanca, and then Vaqueros, and Tacistal, and all those areas. So this is where it was the battleground and preparation for Marcos Canul. Marcos Canul came by Agaspen Ridge, passed Trinidad, San Lazaro. This was a battle, this was his area. And then I can recall Tatito Fran. When I interviewed Tatito Fran, he said, "Yo soy orgulloso de Ikaiche," even though he was born here. And I want to emphasize something also, that we are not supposed to put a tag of who is Crusob or who is Ikaiche. I think that leave it to other people.
Yeah.
Why? Because we are one nation, we are one culture, and then we keep dividing if we put tags to people.
Okay.
And here, they say, "Oh, you know what, Orange Rock South is mostly Ikaiche." No, because my dad can tell you that his grandmother, su esposa de Fernando Carrillo, vino de Carrillo Puerto. She was from Carrillo Puerto. So I think we have to be very careful with that.
So will it be wise then to say you're a Belizean of Maya extraction and that's it?
I think you're yeah, that could do, but I would put it like you're a Belizean Maya.
Belizean Maya, but first and foremost you're a Belizean. Right. You're a Belizean first.
Yes.
And then you're a Belizean but of Maya descendants.
Yes. Regardless if you are Mopan or Quechua. No, it's up to you if you want to go, "Oh, I am a Yucatec, I am Mopan, I am Quechua."
But the most important thing, you're a Belizean. 1875, British report a San Pedro Ikaiche alliance. That's the San Pedro in the Yalbak area.
San Pedro cities, yes.
Yes. So San Pedro, not San Pedro and Burgiski, but rather San Pedro Yalbak. And then in 1893 came the Mexico-British border treaty. You want to talk about that transition there, how that related to 1875 and 1893?
Yes. If we go back to 1847, that's where the Caste War, the Maya Sucha War started. But the reason is why were they fighting? They were being colonialized. The women were brutally raped. The young men and the elders, they were working long hours in the fields, in the haciendas. they were taxed. The church system were taxing them. And a lot of the abuse was coming in. And it was time to put a stop to it. And what was happening in southern Yucatan also was happening here in this part of Campeche and also in this part of Belize. So credit is given to Marcos Canul, even though some people would allege, they said that Marcos Canul was Belizean, or some people say it was Mexican. But I think that we need to give credit to Marcos Canul because he was the one who brought this resistance, and he fought, and coming with these raids, these attacks, he arrived by Albac.
But in your mind, is he Belizean?
I think that I, up to a certain extent, I can say I am Marcos Canul.
That's what I thought you would say. You know, because it's the spirit of Marcos Canul. It doesn't matter who he was, it's the spirit and that freedom-loving spirit of Marcos Canul that nobody had a chance with, you know, and you're the chancellor, so we're going to show you that we're not taking no, you're not a chancellor.
Exactly, and this is, and I can say that, you know what, I am Jacinto Pat.
Yes.
Because we must be careful. Everything happened in different periods of time.
Yeah.
But with the British, the alliance, remember now, San Pedro cities, they, okay, notice this is the next fraction. But then there was an alliance, and the British were afraid that the San Pedro Mayas and the Icaiche would come together and go against them. And this is where milpas rocketed, and we have testimonies from people who are in their descendants from San Pedro series. And with this Mexico, British, oh, you know what? We're fighting, we're defending, we're creating a colony. Or, you know, I am Cruzov, I am Icaiche. But people must know the El Porfiriato, Porfirio Diaz. And Porfirio Diaz was no one to be playing, and they said, you know, I'm going, and he participated also in this war. Mm-hmm. And this is where the treaties comes in. Mm-hmm. So when we hear, especially, and sometimes I like to ruin a joke with some people, when election time comes in Belize, you know, it doesn't matter which party. It says, you know what, Guatemala will take Belize. You know what? Then afterwards say, okay, if Guatemala takes Belize, Mexico will take its share. Come on, we need to go to our history. And this is in black and white. It is in the books of the Mexican authority.
And they have never disputed it. They have always acknowledged it.
And when we go to Tres Banderas, we can see the monument there.
I've been there.
All right. And then I think that this is what we need to teach our generations.
That is so. That is so. It's very important to know that, you know, because the 1893 is when the Mexico-British border treaty was actually formalized. And we are good neighbors with Mexico. Mexico was the first country to recognize Belize's independence with all its territory intact, because they respect that treaty and have never ever, as far as I know, disputed that treaty that was signed by General Porfirio Diaz.
Porfirio Diaz, and then
right.
a good friend of Belize was Lopez Portillo.
Lopez Portillo, I remember President Lopez Portillo.
Yes, that's the so Mr. Rene, I think that this is something that it was with great passion that we are sharing this information.
Yes, because these are things we should be teaching. You know, we talk about different heroes and different happenings in the country, but there's more than one happening that make up Belize and make the Belize what it is today. You know, so we got to find a way to blend all of this in and tell the great Belizean story, because we have a great story, all of us. You know.
So this museum is doing its share. Like I mentioned, a vast research. We even have some documents We have old documents from the
Come on,
British.
I'm sure I'm going to come back again and go over those documents because I would be very much interested in seeing that. I like history, and I think we should be teaching our history, in all honesty. Now, who is that gentleman there?
Maximo Perez, the last alcalde of Yalbak.
Okay.
In 2018, with my father, my mom, my brothers, and my collaborators, Adriel, my aunt, we say that every year we put a team. A team, for example, a team of one of the festivals del pueblo, we put the Castawar, Guerra de Castas, the Mayan, the lady, the Mayan woman. We put Voces del Pueblo, testimonies of the elders, and in 2018 was Mayan Heroes. Mm-hmm. And on that day, we here in our community, we celebrate and we unveil this painting of Maximo Perez and the one with Bernardino Ken. No, Maximo according was the last alcalde. So in 2018, we said, let's recognize, even though he was the one that they were pulled out from Yalbak, and that's the one that were sent in Orange Walk on the camp, and this is the one that
Jose Palmar.
Jose Palmar. And then we fast forward 2018, our good friend and collaborator, Yasser Musa, in collaboration with Miss Eleanor Carrillo, they did a book of Maximo. Mm-hmm. Then fast forward, we're seeing that these are the people who we need to recognize. Yeah. It's not only for one community, because even though majority of the population in Palmar, we have other people who came from that, living in San Felipe, some of them in a Gaspan Ridge, some of them even all over Belize. So I think it is a great deed, and I must thank the family of Maximo Perez, because what we have down here is a treasure.
This is an old treasure chest.
That used to belong for Maximo Perez.
Oh, it's authentic?
Yes.
Wow. How did you get that?
The top one. So the granddaughter of Maximo was, doing some cleaning and went to
This is historic. Yeah.
So, and they approach us, they know that we are having a small museum. So this also gives us that value added that we are doing slowly, but we want our people to know that, yes, we recognize people, and it's not only us, but all of us, we need to give them credit for what they do.
Okay, and then moving, I see you have some exhibits.
This is
our brush.
Our people that they came. Dígale que es este.
Esa es la antorcha, ¿no?
Este es un ocote.
Ocote.
Sí,
Palo
pero
de ocote.
este lo usaban para flash, la gente antigua. Este te puede decir con ellos de acá Orange Rock no se apaga.
You could run with this from here to Orange Walk Tongue and it wouldn't out. It's just a burning stick.
This you can light your fire with this. You don't need to go buy kerosene. And for the festival, this was that one of the elders said, you know what, I want to give you this. We will have two of them, and we light it, and still here.
Because we don't use that today. We don't
It's a good weapon.
Yeah, because it's heavy.
It's heavy.
I'll knock you with this and knock you out.
Yes.
A good club, not true?
Here we have, it's more recent now, these are the things that our grandfathers have contributed to us. These were put there. Calabash.
Stuff is still here.
Yeah, we have the saw, we have the chicle bag, we have the spurs. This is for an abuelito. He told me the story that when he was on the Rio Hondo, the river, and the British had asked him, are you Mexican or Belizean? And he said, I am me. Who are you to question me? Because this is my land. And he got arrested. 25 whipping he got.
Just for saying that.
Just for saying that. And he said, you know what, I want you to give you this. And he gave me this. And he told me how his grandfather had fought in that war also. Some of them they didn't want to participate in that war, but they were forced to. And so I keep these treasures. These each has a history behind it. Now this is the one, and I think people might wonder.
Wool hat, but why you have a wool hat hung up?
At the moment, many people have been specialists in our Belizean economy. Many people have been predicting about inflation, about demand and supply, but little they know about this thing here. This was where, by an abuelo, more than 80 years old.
80-year-old grandfather.
Yes. And he used to put this and cut cane. And he said, I am proud. And I told him, abuelito, cuando usted muera, quiero que me regale esto. He me lo regaló. And he passed away. And he said, you know, this is his daughter gave it to me. This.
He used that to cut in the cane fields.
Cane fields, look.
That's an old hat.
Old hat. It's dusty, ashes and everything. But this is how hard our grandfathers have worked to maintain the sugar industry. One. This is how strong they were and they are at that age cutting cane. And those are the same ones, and my dad can tell you there's another story, that those are the same ones who stood up at that time at Tate and Lyle, the Black Wednesday. We have testimonies about these people participating in that riot.
Excellent.
So this is why this is important.
Very important, yeah, very, very important that you explain that. You know, you could put a sign under it or something that explains it properly.
Adriel Carrillo showcased some of his artwork, and we will have that for you after this break to hear from our partners, the Barry, Ministry of Blue Economy, and Minister Kevin Bernard.
Where they come from? You da you and me da me. But guess what? All are we the one.
Let Debari be your store of choice. When you're looking for the latest in electronics and accessories, be sure to visit us. At Debari, we have a wide assortment of household items to choose from. Dress in style. We have clothing for the entire family and so much more. Visit our store on Albert Street in Belize City, San Pedro, La Isla Bonita, Park Street in Orange Walk Town, and San Ignacio, Santa Elena. Debari. Buy more, pay less.
Progress blooms in every corner of Orange Walk East, where the dreams of our people are taking root and flourishing under the dedicated leadership of the Honorable Area Representative. Join us on a journey through the heart of development and community transformation. Imagine a place you can call home. Over 500 residential lots are currently being surveyed, paving the path for first-time landowners to build their futures in our thriving constituency. Connectivity is key to our growth. Witness the ongoing paving of the Chan Pine Ridge Road, a testament to our commitment to development and ease of access for all our residents. Soon, the journey on this road will be seamless. Anticipation is in the air for San Jose Palmar Village, as two main roads are set to transform into paved pathways, enhancing transportation and community life. Our dedication to improvement is unwavering, with continuous upgrades transforming our streets into modern avenues of pride for all our villages. The spirit of the East is invigorated with continuous sporting activities, fostering camaraderie and healthy lifestyles across our vibrant constituency. Accessibility to essential resources is a right, not a privilege. The new water tower in Tower Hill Village stands tall as a beacon of our commitment to this belief. Closer to home, essential services are now within reach, thanks to the Amnesty and Vital Statistics Clinic brought directly to the residents of the East. Community joy blossoms at the ongoing Ramon Cervantes Recreational Park project, where leisure and laughter unite us. Orange Walk East, under the stewardship of your honorable area representative, is a constituency reborn. Together, we are building a legacy of prosperity, community, and hope. Join us as we continue to strive for excellence and bring dreams to life.
In Belize, the blue economy plays a crucial role in driving sustainable economic development and marine conservation.
The blue economy now looks at the sustainable use of ocean resources for economic growth, to improve livelihoods, and to ensure that jobs are created while we ensure that the health of the ocean and the ocean ecosystem is preserved. How does this really differ from our traditional sectors is that the blue economy approach now integrates a multi-sectoral approach.
By incorporating climate change consideration into its strategies and working closely with coastal communities, the Blue Economy Unit aims to mitigate the effects of climate change on livelihoods and promote resilience.
Blue Economy Development Policy, Strategy and Implementation Plan, which was launched last year and briefly touches on the need for targeted and innovative research that would inform the development of offshore renewable energy and other sectors, of course.
The blue economy contributes to achieving several SDGs in Belize, and it plays a key role in advancing these goals, such as SDG 14, which is life below water. It does this by promoting the sustainable use and conservation of marine resources. It also promotes SDG 1 and SDG 8 to reduce poverty and promote economic growth by creating employment opportunities and supporting livelihoods in coastal communities. It also contributes to SDG 5, which is gender equality, by promoting women's empowerment and inclusivity in coastal communities. It promotes SDG 16, which is peace and justice and strong institutions. The blue economy really promotes inclusive and participatory governance in coastal resource management. It encourages community involvement, engagement with local stakeholders, and the establishment of real, transparent, and accountable institutions, which leads to fostering strong governance.
Celebration time. It don't matter what part of the jewel you come from. You da you and me da me. But guess what? All are we the one. See what I mean? Jump and shout all over the nation.
You got a lot of stories, man.
This is a picture of San Lazaro, how it used to look before. This picture here is,
George Price.
and this is my grandfather.
Oh, George Price and your grandfather, okay.
And we have so many of them,
Oh, you got a lot of pictures,
A
man.
lot of
You have to get out
pictures.
some of these pictures here.
We have a lot of pictures. Like I say, we have, for example, this is my dad at the Museum of the Coast War. And he's, these are British Honduras coins. This one here, see, that's the cross there. And there are different stories behind it, and this is a replica of where the cross. This is more or less the altar, how the cross is.
Was.
Yes, and then we have here. This is at the outside of the church in Teosuco, and this is the consequences of
Fires.
of the bombardment of the church.
Yeah.
So I think having this museum with other experiences in this area will create not just a touristic place, but it will create awareness, it will create education, it will create identity of our Belizean people.
That is so.
To be in a museum is not only for young people or elders. I think the most important thing is what we learn
Yeah,
in a museum.
that's right.
Okay, this is the Winchesters from the British.
The British that they used to give the Maya.
Yes.
Wow. So they used to supply these. The British would supply these to the Maya.
That's another one of Judge Price. Here, I think that's Asad Schumann.
George Price did a lot to bring this whole thing together, right? Yeah.
So
Yes, again.
we have, this is only, for example, what we want to do with our young generations. We have Judge Price, my grandfather there.
Going here now, we have some of the modern tools, huh?
Yeah, modern things here.
Iron.
It's British.
Okay.
This was by Indian Church, and this is a scale.
That's here.
Yes, this is a scale.
There it is, yeah. No, I think we're going to put it hard enough.
Yes.
Let's see this go come down here.
It's a scale, and we have my. Dígale que Tatito era zapatero.
Mi abuelo era un zapatero.
Was a shoemaker.
Hacía de todo, zapatos, chanclas,
Used to make shoes, moccasins,
todo hacía él.
everything that would go on your feet.
Y él hacía sus mismos cueros para
He
trabajar.
would make his same leather. He would tan his same leather.
Sí, y entonces su cuñado de él, don Ángel Cabaña, era un zapatero también. Él hacía macasinos, zapatos, todo.
Brother-in-law would do the same thing, yeah.
Ellos son gente inteligente porque enseñaron a varias personas para que aprendan ese. Sus oficios.
Taught the trade to many other people.
Son grandes hombres, por eso yo
Great men.
quisiera que todo lo que estamos haciendo, que el beliceño lo tenga.
Everything that we are doing it for Belize, and we want Belizeans to have it.
Dígale quién fue Lázaro Perdomo.
Who was Lazaro Perdomo? ¿Quién fue Lazaro Perdomo?
Lázaro Perdomo, él vino juntos con mi abuelo y todo.
Okay, Lazaro Perdomo came over with his.
Entonces él llegó en Agua Blanca y se pasaron acá
They came over in Agua Blanca and came
y
here.
quedaron en San Luis.
I went to St. Louis.
Después de San Luis se vinieron aquí en este lugar que era un rancho.
They came to this place that was a ranch.
Después, cuando él se iba a morir,
When he was about to die,
habló su mujer, le dijo a su mujer, búscame a Fernando Carrillo
so he told his wife to look for Fernando Carrillo.
para que yo le deje mi testimonio
So I can
de
give
que
my
voy a
testimony
quiero dejar mi nombre a este pueblo.
that I would like to leave my name for this village.
Entonces, aquí era un rancho y él
This was a ranch.
como se iba y se murió,
Like he was dying,
entonces él le dijo a mi abuelo,
he told my grandfather,
te voy a decir que le pongas aquí este lugar,
name this place
San Lázaro.
Saint Lazaro, San Lazaro. That's why the place is named San Lazaro.
Así vino el
That's how the
nombre.
place got its name.
Así vino el nombre de aquí donde yo vivo.
Okay, that's how the place where I live got its name, San Lazaro.
Tiene historia, mucho.
Claro.
¿Por qué? Porque ellos fueron de aquí.
Because they were from here. And so his grandfather played a role in the naming of the village of San Lazaro.
This is how our community got its name. During the war, they came, and then afterwards, just on the outskirts of the village right now, it was called San Luis. But then afterwards, they moved in more here, and that's what you call El Rancho. Or, where are you going? El Rancho. But then, as he explained that Lazaro was ill, so he called his grandfather, Fernando Carrillo, and said, I want you to name this place under yes, San Lazaro. And he was a businessman. He had the trapiche. He used to sell the panela. He used to make the liquor.
Yeah.
And then
Trapiche was a mill, right?
there was a mill, and that's how people here, and there are still some of the remains of the mill. So that and other industries were being were in the community besides the milpa. So we had people doing the forestry, we had the chicle, and we even had the people doing the enequén, the agave.
Yeah.
And we have also, he does the enequén also.
Okay. That's the vine, no?
The enequén that was the green gold
They used
in
to
Yucatan,
rope,
yes.
They use that to do rope.
Yes, and he does also the processing of it.
Okay, so it was just Heineken as well. Heineken. I don't know Heineken name for that, but Heineken.
Un tío que se llamaba Pablo Cal. Él raspaba el jenequel, hacía su soga, porque ese tiempo no había soga.
You have to use a Heineken for rope. Because they had rope, so the rope rail is made from that.
Vendía la soga, la libra de soga a 25 centavos la libra.
25 cents a pound. Those were the days.
Ese tiempo.
Those were the days.
Pero ellos ya se fueron ya descansaron. Ya se fueron de este mundo, ya se murieron.
Yes, they murieron.
Sí.
Instruments, yeah, this is a turtle shell, right?
Yes.
Turtle shell band. This is
a little drum here, and this drum here, again, it's a Mayan drum. This is made out of goat skin.
Oh, goat skin.
And this is a lek, or the calabash.
Calabash and goat skin.
Yes.
Okay, so goat skin string over calabash. And this?
This is the tuncul.
Tuncul.
Pre-Hispanic instruments of the Maya.
What was this used for?
Pre-Hispanic music, this one here, and some people use it when they're doing their rituals or what you call a religious activities. So they used to play this one here, the tuncul. But no, it depends on the occasion and the beat also.
You could do a beat on it?
Adriel can do the beats.
Adriel, come show us this thing, man.
He's the one, and then
Let's see how this works.
depending on the type of wood also, it will give you another beat.
Okay.
Okay. So for their ceremonial, it was used.
Okay.
And don't be wrong, because the shells, for example, there is a Mayan temple right on the Caribbean Sea, which were in Tulum. Mayas used turtles.
Yeah. I think Arifuna used the turtle shell band as well.
Exactly, and also the shell.
Yeah,
So
they use the shell as well.
Use the shell as well. So I think that this is something that these things unite us, especially here in
Cultures
Belize.
are so close to each other, you know.
So these are pieces that have been made by our own people also here. For example, this is one sound. Now, if I would bring this more lower,
It's richer. Yeah, it's richer, far richer.
so
I could see through that.
and I think that these are very important pieces, and each instrument also plays a role in the culture. And people use it, for example, this is for the pre-Hispanic. And then what we have is the mayapash, which is the violin. And then they have the little drum. That is what we call the mayapash, all right? So it depends. Like I said, things happen at different periods of time. And we cannot be stuck in just one period of time. We have to know, we have to move on. And I know that many people, for example, they're using this now in very touristic places. People want to know what the tungkol is. But then we have secret places where they are played. Some of them are played in the cenotes. Some of them are played in the different parts of the when they're doing their offerings. So it's not just the shell. We have the tungkol. We have the big drums also. So we can see that the instruments of the Maya, instruments of the Garifuna, instruments of there would
a lot of similarity.
A lot of similarity.
Yes. So let's Adriel is the man that you said that we played. Adriel. Call me, I give you that stick and you do your thing, man. Make us see what you want to play for us. What's the symbolism behind what you played just now?
Okay, the one here that he does when the people are entering a certain place.
Okay.
All right? So the idea here is we will have one at our entrance. So this is the one sending the message, or we're communicating with our sisters. Just like, for example, the shell. The shell.
You can blow the shell to Adriel?
The shell, my dad can tell you that before when they are going to call the fajina,
that's what they use.
That's what they used to blow. And all the community used to come together. And they do the fajinas, they work as a community.
That's right.
And that's what you call them. Sometimes people, when they were going hunting, they use the shell. Patricio Mendez, he was one of he used this to call the community to do the fajina here. Again, nobody use it. Fajina, feed away. Or is feeding away. So I think that it's time.
Bring back some of this culture, man.
Exactly.
Bring back some of this culture. But Adriel, come on. No, you're gone far from me just now. What you did just now was welcome, right? Now, if somebody was going to be socializing or something like that, what would this song like? I'll go something faster. It will just be a faster beat. What would it be?
Well, it depends on the occasion, because there are certain type of beats that goes with, for example, ceremonies, they use another type of beat. I just know the welcoming beat, so I only can give reference in that. You know, so.
Yeah, but ceremonial beat will be maybe faster, right? Faster.
Well, more faster and more deeper tunes.
Okay.
Yeah, like for example, using the drums. There's when it comes into play turtle shells and all the different instrument of the Maya. Right.
Now, I know you did that.
Yes.
This work here, right? Because Ugo told me that this is your work. So since I have you here with me right now, and just explain to me what I'm seeing here. Let me get over here so we can look at it better.
Well, the first big stone there is the Lord Smoking Shell. You can find that in Stela 9 in Lamanai.
Okay.
So he's the youngest of 4 children, which was one of the leaders of Lamanai. So going more into detail, but I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of this guy is that he has a jester god in the part where you see the flame. That's supposed to be the flame, but it's actually a jester god. Jester gods can be depicted in 3 types of animal: fish, bird, or a deer. And as well, he has another jester god at the top, which is a bird.
Point to the jester god.
Now the jester god is supposed to be this one here, but like I said, it is not in detail, but is comprised of a jester god. That you can find it in Lamanai, Stela 9 in Lamanai. The one at the middle, that's Kinich Ahaw.
The famous Kinich Ahaw.
The famous Kinich Ahaw that he was found at Altunha, right? So the famous jade head. And then the other one that's a painting of Mr. Marvin Mesa. He did that one there. What he did there is the Yumkash again. He's the Mayan god of corn and as well wild vegetation.
And you put that on stone though, right? Or that was his work.
The stone, it was found here. And it was given to him to be painted.
Okay. So it's a stone from out here.
That stone there, it was found by my mom right at the doorstep of our house. This one here, and this is what I mentioned. It gives us that sense of identity, because if you allow us, Adriel has more of his art that he does with culture. But down there, we're building a small plaza. And leveling the ground, we have found obsidian.
Imagine, a lot of obsidian will be here indeed. Let's go to the outside now, and then as we do our wrap-up. So before we leave, we'll stop up at Adriel Plaza. Adriel, explain your plaza to me. What all am I seeing here? And were you the one who did all this work?
No, the plaza is down there. This is the part where I do my art. As you can see.
So you have the plaza will be what, the digging down there?
Yeah, the plaza is that dug out there, and this is my art.
And this is your art.
Yeah.
So wouldn't this be similar to being on top of a Mayan temple? You know?
Well, that's the plan. That's the plan. Keeping it shaped like a Mayan temple. So and up here is where I'm displaying my art.
Okay. Tell me about your art then.
Well, I have I do clay. This is the clay here, and as well the stone painting. This is again the Lord smoking shell, and from wood burning. Again, I have the jade head, and painting as well.
So can I look at this closer? So you burn this in, or you physically like burn?
Yes, it's literally burned.
And so this won't fade at all? It's just...
No, that's not fade. This is how it's supposed to look like.
Oh, this is the finished product here?
Yeah.
Okay, so this won't fade at all, regardless of what I do?
It won't fade at all.
Mm-hmm. And even with time?
And then what I do is just recycle the
That's what
from
I
the can
noticed. The hook of a beer can
to hang on your wall. You can hang it wherever you want. And as well I use magnets. So this is for your fridge, just to put it in your your fridge. And as well I do have
key rings, huh?
Key holders, chain rings, from all the national symbols, and coasters out of leather.
So you do all this yourself, right?
This
you got somebody will help you.
This one here is done by another person here in the village of Agasman Ridge. So they're artisans as well. So we just.
How you sell? Where you sell that? You sell those? You sell these?
What you're seeing here, yes, those are for sale, and then the money we get. We will reuse it here at the museum. We want to build hopefully a gift shop, so we can have all this stuff inside.
And all locally made.
Yes.
And I noticed this. Love.
Yeah, those are the little bags out of fabric blanket, known as manta.
Okay, manta. Okay, yeah, manta. Yeah.
And then the painting, that's fabric painting, so that won't fade away as well. That's the paint for fabric.
And how much of one of these would sell for?
$10. Belize dollars, yes.
10 Belize dollars? Okay. And these would go for?
These ones, the wood burned one, they are 10.
10 yeah. So roughly everything is around $10.
Around $10.
Well, it's a lot of work for $10. And what about this beauty here?
Well, that one, that would cost a little bit more because of the time. And when it comes to 3D, like the Kinicha, well, it's definitely more.
Definitely.
More time, yes.
For sure. So if somebody wants to learn to do wood burning, would you teach them?
Well, if there's
the way how to do the carving, how you do?
How I can give classes, well, sure.
You would, right? All right, well, let me congratulate you for this and thank you for sharing it with me.
Thank you very much as well.
We will wrap up our look back at our 2022 visit to the Ush and Muul Yash Cash Maya Museum after this break. We step aside to hear from our partners, the Bari, Ministry of Blue Economy, and Minister Kevin Bernard.
You da you and me da me. But guess what? All are we the one.
Let Debari be your store of choice. When you're looking for the latest in electronics and accessories, be sure to visit us. At Debari, we have a wide assortment of household items to choose from. Dress in style. We have clothing for the entire family and so much more. Visit our store on Albert Street in Belize City, San Pedro, La Isla Bonita, Park Street in Orange Walk Town, and San Ignacio, Santa Elena. Debari. Buy more, pay less.
Progress blooms in every corner of Orange Walk East, where the dreams of our people are taking root and flourishing under the dedicated leadership of the Honorable Area Representative. Join us on a journey through the heart of development and community transformation. Imagine a place you can call home. Over 500 residential lots are currently being surveyed, paving the path for first-time landowners to build their futures in our thriving constituency. Connectivity is key to our growth. Witness the ongoing paving of the Chan Pine Ridge Road, a testament to our commitment to development and ease of access for all our residents. Soon, the journey on this road will be seamless. Anticipation is in the air for San Jose Palmar Village, as two main roads are set to transform into paved pathways, enhancing transportation and community life. Our dedication to improvement is unwavering, with continuous upgrades transforming our streets into modern avenues of pride for all our villages. The spirit of the East is invigorated with continuous sporting activities, fostering camaraderie and healthy lifestyles across our vibrant constituency. Accessibility to essential resources is a right, not a privilege. The new water tower in Tower Hill Village stands tall as a beacon of our commitment to this belief. Closer to home, essential services are now within reach, thanks to the Amnesty and Vital Statistics Clinic brought directly to the residents of the East. Community joy blossoms at the ongoing Ramon Cervantes Recreational Park project, where leisure and laughter unite us. Orange Walk East, under the stewardship of your Honorable Area Representative, is a constituency reborn. Together, we are building a legacy of prosperity, community, and hope. Join us as we continue to strive for excellence and bring dreams to life.
In Belize, the blue economy plays a crucial role in driving sustainable economic development and marine conservation.
The blue economy now looks at the sustainable use of ocean resources for economic growth, to improve livelihoods and to ensure that jobs are created while we ensure that the health of the ocean and the ocean ecosystem is preserved. The Blue Economy Unit has developed its Blue Economy Development Policy, Strategy and Implementation Plan, which was launched last year and briefly touches on the need for targeted and innovative research that would inform the development of offshore renewable energy and other sectors, of course.
By incorporating climate change consideration into its strategies and working closely with coastal communities, the Blue Economy Unit aims to mitigate the effects of climate change on livelihoods and promote resilience.
The blue economy contributes to achieving several SDGs in Belize, and it plays a key role in advancing these goals, such as SDG 14, which is life below water. It does this by promoting the sustainable use and conservation of marine resources. It also promotes SDG 1 and SDG 8 to reduce poverty and promote economic growth by creating employment opportunities and supporting livelihoods in coastal communities. It also contributes to SDG 5, which is gender equality, by promoting women's empowerment and inclusivity in coastal communities. It encourages community involvement, engagement with local stakeholders, and the establishment of real, transparent, and accountable institutions, which leads to fostering strong governance.
Celebration time. It don't matter what part of the jewel you come from. You da you and me da me. But guess what? All are we the one.
Well, Ugo Rene, we are in your backyard, right? And with your dad. And you told me earlier on that your dad make string. What do you call it?
The string, mecate, so skill that comes out from the agave, the Heineken tree.
And this Heineken tree produces the matting that this is made. We go to the shop and we buy this. Let me pull it out here just so we could know what we're talking about. This ball of string, you go to a store and you see it there. Yes. But many times they don't realize that it's made from a plant.
From a plant. And this takes a process. And behind this string, there is a lot of social and economical factors. And if we go to the history itself, the agave or the Heineken, the Soskil, that was an industry in the southern peninsula of the Yucatan. It was called the green gold.
Okay.
And at that time, during the Maya social war, the Caste war, the people who were working in the haciendas, they were, I would say, they were in the slavery system. They had to work long hours in the hacienda system, the caste system. They had to work long hours, and this was one of the things that they had to do. Long hours in the field, cutting these leaves. If you would look at the leaf there, it's very sharp, it's very pointed.
Well, yeah.
And one mistake,
and
you
your
can
toe,
your eyes,
anything, you know, yeah, it punctures you basically.
Right, and then they had to do long hours, and this green gold that was exported to Europe, Spain, and this is what the people had to do, long hours.
Cut it, and it was made into
string
there, and then sent back to us as a string.
Right. And my dad here, usually what it takes, we have as part of the museum to show you guys is the agave tree. And my dad will show you. Just be careful because these are sharp.
These are very, very sharp.
Yeah. He will cut one of the leaves. Corta ese. Okay. O puede cortar este. Ajá.
But you also from this plant you get things like tequila, mezcal, and made some varieties of agave, right?
Yes, there are different species. They have some wild ones that we can still find here in Belize. But unfortunately, it has deforestation. We have ended up with this. Next thing, it was prosperous in Yucatan. And since it was prosperous in Yucatan, they tried to bring it right across also to Belize.
When they run away from the guerra.
Yes, but some companies wanted to introduce this same industry, but it wasn't prosperous. It wasn't profitable. It wasn't worth it. And then afterwards, at that time, Belize was also going through some different changes, and they had introduced, for example, the sugar. So they stayed right away, and that industry went down in Yucatan, especially during the World War. So that, but now it's something. It has value. The work itself, and you can make some other different products, which is expensive. And this here, like I say, in different parts of Belize here in the north, we have a lot of them.
And as a sweetener, it substitutes sugar in some instances, right? Because it's also a sweetener, is it?
They don't
not
use
this kind here, but one of the varieties I know is sold as syrup, and they make syrup and sweeteners out of it, right? Also, like I said, the tequila and the mezcal. And all those things. Just like how the sweetness of the sugar cane makes the rum, the sweetness of the agave plant makes the mezcal and the tequila, and also the syrup that we're talking about. Right? So it could have been easily be an industry that would compete with the sugarcane industry, wouldn't it?
And I think that it can still be brought. You look at the big industries across Mexico, just tequila. They export tequila worldwide. And but like I said, the people that were introduced to the cane industry, and but we can diversify. But here in the museum, it plays an important role because it teaches us the history of what our ancestors went through. And I think because of that being on this caste hacienda system, the caste system, they retaliated. And now I think the hard work teaches people to come out, to survive. But again, you can be a businessman. So here in the museum, we showcase the process of doing the string.
How is it planted? Let's start there.
Okay. This is easily, for example, here, the tree.
Planted from a little stem like this now.
Yes. For example, this tree, the root will give me another tree.
Okay.
So you just cut that and then you go ahead, you plant it. Here we have about four different varieties, but this is the one that we mostly use. So it's easy, and it doesn't need much to take care. It's hard, yes. So the next step, what my dad will do is he will show us how he gets what we call the soskill.
Soskill.
The soskill.
This is a little
the fiber.
The fiber here, the fiber that makes up this
the
string that I have here. So this fiber basically is interwoven like this and make up this string that's almost too hard to burst. You just can't pull it apart.
Dígale, aquí se hacía esto en San Lázaro.
Okay.
Mr. René, yo miré cuando mi familia sembraba de esta. Lo cultivaba, ¿por qué? Porque había un señor que es mi tío, Pablo Cal, él hacía soga.
My uncle made rope, so he has seen this from he was growing up.
Y antes no había dinero y él lo vendía a 1.25 la libra.
There was no money at that time, and it was sold at 125 a pound.
A la gente de aquí, de San Lázaro, pero ya no hay la gente de los que compraban. Todos ya se fueron, fallecieron.
They're no longer around those that would buy that, so they passed away.
And after the industry went down, new products comes in. The plastic comes in, and the people they decided it's not worthwhile to do it. But my dad will show you the.
But the string, we import the string, though.
We import now. You
It's made from
you
plastic.
pay the minimum $17 for a small roll of the string.
Of the string, and it's made from this stuff right here. Okay, let's see. Let your dad show us how you go about doing this then.
And I will help him to cut this.
So you cut off the point, basically.
Yeah, just cut off the point, and then he will take over.
Okay, Dad. Then you explain to me what he's doing while he's doing it.
Aporello, yeah. This usually here.
Okay, let's go.
Okay. So what he's doing, he is just beating the fiber. We have to release all of the green so that it stays soft. All the water will drain, because after he does this, he has to scrape. When he scrape it, the green will come off, and then we'll have the fiber, what we call the soskill. Then after doing that, we have to put it to dry.
Okay.
When it's dried, afterwards, we can start doing making the piece of the ropes.
So this, he has beaten this piece.
Yes.
And you can see it.
You can see it here.
Yeah.
It's starting to come out.
Uh-huh.
Like I said, this leaf here is pretty young, but it can still do the job. Okay.
So you have to continue beating this, or this is beaten enough?
I think a little bit more. Dele este aquí. Dale. And you imagine you doing this all day. All day, and you look at your back, at your feet, because...
And you're finished beating it, you have to throw it one side and somebody else pick it up.
Yes, but after he goes, see, it's wet.
It's still wet, yeah.
It's still wet.
Uh-huh.
And so what you can use a piece of board, or you can use like this stand here. Aguántalo. Okay, so what we do here, póngala ahí adentro.
Okay.
So because this.
Why is it like that?
So you don't have to put it. You don't have to lean against it,
Okay.
or it will stain you or whatever. But you know,
Stains?
it like just green, but it comes off pretty easy.
Okay.
So once he has done that, he clamps it here, and then with this piece of, some people use a machete, but this is just a piece of wood, and it will do the job nice and neat. Okay. See it. You can.
Taking off the green.
Yes. Dele desde acá arriba. Okay. And it has a technique also, because you don't want to be scraping it off and just like if you're using a machete or something, and
you're cutting it.
You're cutting it. Exactly. You apply pressure, but not much. Okay. Now, if you see this now, we are getting it more to the pieces of fiber. See?
Yeah, there, I've seen it. Yeah, like what you showed me a while ago. There it is. All right. So this has to dry in the sun, you say, for a while.
Once this process is finished with this leaf here is what comes out.
How do you join it together?
Pardon?
How do you join it together to make a continuous piece of string?
Okay. Right here, this is just part of it, see? Now, after we have done this, you will have like a good bale of it, of only this. It's all entwined together. Then he starts. He sits or he stands up, and then he starts to do like the plaiting, and you will get something like this.
So you do a continuous plait. So when you finish out here, they just put another piece and plait it in again.
Yes, you will have a bale of it like this, a big pile of it, and you just go it will tie by itself.
So it joins to
it joins
to its-
easily.
So it rejoins itself. So you put another piece on it, then
Yes.
it will click onto it.
And it just going.
And it becomes almost unbreakable. I have to cut it with a scissors
You
or
have
something.
to cut it. For example,
Yeah.
this was done, and we left it there. See, but this we have to dry it first.
Yeah.
This was just like this, but if we dry it,
You can't beat
you
it.
can't beat it.
Yeah.
So my dad can haga haga como que está haciendo el mecate de este pedacito ya. Now it depends. Now some people would just use their hand. Okay, his leg. Okay, that's how he's making sure that the fibers together they will coming along, and then I will be on the other side, and then with the big pile of the soskil, and he just continue. I go releasing it until we get
So you get
the long
pieces.
string. Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Interesting.
Okay. And now it depends now also the thickness of the rope that you want to do. And for example, this you don't need much, but then afterwards, if you want to do thicker ropes, which they're thicker rope, you can do, and it will take more time.
And I want to do a bag like this.
Now
A bag like this.
people are doing bags. They're plaiting it. They're doing bags. They're different doing other products, and these are handmade bags. And I think that some people, at the moment, they're producing. So what we're doing here at the museum is teaching the history of it, the process how to do it, and then our next step is for artisans to start doing these products here. So and it takes a wise person, it takes somebody who has the experience, dedication, and I think the interest of the youth learning this, it teaches them. It's interesting to them because afterwards they learn a little bit of the history, a little bit of the industry, and they themselves can do a small little a small business.
So that's
It's more or less, see?
so it ends up looking like this. And this was made just now, see?
No, yes.
This was made just now, so there we go. There make the comparison right here. Right? So this was made right in front of us. Wow. Interesting. Okay, try my thing, you know. I'll cut my piece of agave.
Okay, Mr. Rene. Are you ready? Next one?
Okay. So I will cut my piece of agave and then I'll say, then Mr. Career will teach me what to do.
Celebration time. It don't matter what part of the jewel they come from. You da you and me da me. But guess what? All are we the one. See what I mean? Jump and shout all over the nation. We're breaking out with a new creation. It's been too long, we've got to unite now. Time and space can't keep us apart right now. Unity, yes, you better know. It's the only way to go. We stay apart, then we'll have to fall. We count on you, count on one.
Okay, how did I do?
Excellent. 10 out of 10.
Serious?
Yes. Now one step left. After this, and we need to find and market this. That will be the 11 over 10.
Okay. So
I
who
think-
will market this? I'll sell maybe Chris, the cameraman will buy.
I think that this is something very good that we can sell, and I think diversification, and these are the things that history teaches us.
Yeah.
But this you did good, excellent, because you did it two sides, and you never cut the fiber.
Yes. It's
All right, it stays there. So when you finish this, you get a whole bale of it. All right, and then there's another process where you have to you can even select the stronger ones. All right, after it's dried, you can select the stronger pieces and make stronger ropes, and this is how we get that.
Okay. And here we have all of this stuff here that we just go to the store and buy. And can be made right in your own backyard. If you know what you're doing.
Yes.
Right?
So
Wow.
we stop importing things that we can do it.
We can do it ourselves.
We can do it ourselves, and like I mentioned, this is part of our museum, and we teach them the history about this, the Heniken, the agave, the soskil, and about the Maya social war, the process of elaborating this, and I think that this is something very important, and the same way how we can teach our generations doing a milpa system, how we can teach our young generations of the fields, the different tomatoes, the cane, even the tobacco. It has a process, but you must have this passion for it and go, because you just won't plant just for planting. You know what you're doing, and you need to study the history behind it also.
Right.
We need to prepare our Belizeans in a good manner.
And none of the tools imported.
None.
Backyard tools.
Backyard tools. This is right by our ranch. This is right here.
And look at the stick. The stick played its role. All right. I look forward to coming back again and talking with you as a family, and look at, and then maybe move around some other areas here in San Lazaro, a very interesting village in the Orange Walk district. Quiero agradecerle, joven, señor, por su amabilidad de tenerme aquí con usted.
Igualmente, para todos está bueno.
Okay.
Una vez que tengamos salud, en que no haya dinero, pero estamos bien con salud.
Once we are healthy, we are okay, and we don't need the money, but we need the health more than the money.
Igualmente.
Gracias. And I want to wish you the best. Keep on studying your history. Keep on portraying your history, and keep on moving forward as a proud Belizean.
Yes, and we hope that we finish what we're doing here. We have still more things to do, interesting history, but I thank you as well for giving me the opportunity to display my art that I have here in the museum.
Thank you for sharing it.
Saludas todos su radio.
Usted puede hacer el saludo ahorita. Diga, saludos a todos los que me escuchan.
Le mando saludos a todos mis amigas de que trabajan con mi amigo René.
Okay.
A todos beliceños.
All right.
Yo, para servir a ustedes, yo me llamo Pedro Carrillo. Soy de San Lázaro. Soy orgulloso porque soy beliceño.
Bueno, muy orgulloso de ser beliceño. Igualmente aquí, don Felipe. Y vamos a darle la mano aquí al amigo. Thank you so much, my brother. Any final word before we leave? Because I know we're coming back. So this won't be your last word and your last time on Belize.
Well, once more, thank you for your visit. We're looking forward. Esta es su casa.
Gracias.
This is home.
Me siento en casa.
1, 2, and we assure you we're going to host you and we're going to share more of our history. And thirdly, we're looking forward for the completion and inauguration of the first Maya Museum, which will highlight the history of the Costa War and the history of the communities here in Orange Walk.
Yes, I like it. All the communities in Orange Walk. And maybe one day we could do a tour of these communities one by one, you know, and get to know them better.
Yes, and I would like to thank your team and to all your viewers. And feel free anytime you want to come and visit us. We welcome you. And like I said, a museum is not just four walls. A museum, we help, we share our information, and most important, we need to rescue and preserve our culture as well as Mother Earth and our country Belize.
And it's all a labor of love. So as a labor of love, we say thanks for choosing love.
This has been Belize Watch Revisited. Thanks for listening.
It don't matter what part of the jewel they come from. You da you and me da me. But guess what? All are we the one.